making
Yoni.
their presence felt.
Yoni, bring it back.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's very good to see you all this evening. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks in Israel, so what a beautiful time. We have Rabbi Matt Shapiro, who's returning to lead our service this evening. Very happy to have Rabbi Matt here.
Very glad to be here.
So, on Monday was the 4th year anniversary of the passing of my very good friend and a lot of our very good friend, Glenn Goss. So we have a couple Glenn songs. The first one is one that we wrote together, a little bit of a Shabbos hype song. So here we go. Let's get into it. Let's say hey, 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 and have a celebration where we're going to join together. So here we go. Come on, everybody. It's time to raise your hands. Rejoice, rejoice, sing and shout. Come on and join the band. Come on, everybody. Tonight's a special night. Now we'll let the Shabbos bride bring us to the light. 'Cause tonight we might find a little peace of mind. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. 'Cause tonight we might find a little peace of mind. The eagle flies on Friday. Let the prayers begin. We'll make a little tshuva. We'll let the bad air out and let the good air in. Come on, everybody. Time to raise your hands. Oh, let's join our hearts together in one big happy song. Oh, a little radical amazement will open up our eyes. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Well, a little radical amazement will open up our eyes. I'm grateful for Yetzer Hara. I'm grateful for Yetzer Tov. I'm grateful for the things I have, and I'm grateful for the things I don't. I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for this Shabbos night. I'm grateful for the light and the dark. I'm grateful for no place to park. Well, tonight we might find a little peace of mind. Hey, hey, hey.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm Rabbi Matt Shapiro, and I'm a grateful member of this community. Hi, Russell. It's been a while since I've had to follow up after an electric guitar solo, but I will do my best. I was saying to a couple of folks before I came up here that I'm more emotional than I expected I would be. I saw the Instagram post. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And then I started seeing all these folks who I know, who I care about, who I miss, in a place that I care about and I miss, that I logged a few hours working in. And I'm feeling some feelings. And I think one of the things that's striking me is feeling deep in, as the kids these days are saying, my kishkis, what makes this place really unique and really special. A couple of weeks ago, I was at a conference, a Jewish education conference. It was really, really interesting. It was called the 18 by 18 Summit. You know, it's a fancy conference when it's not a conference, it's a summit. And it was really interesting. And the framework for the conference was that there are, according to some study that very smart and fancy people did, there are 18 different dimensions of Jewish life. And ranging from mitzvot, to holidays, to Jewish peoplehood, to asking big questions, different dimensions in how you're thinking about your educational and your programmatic and your communal vision. You place certain principles at the center, this, that, the other thing. Really interesting stuff. Great people. Learned a lot. I thought it was great. There was one crucial Jewish value that was not mentioned in the 18 by 18 framework. And that dimension was, you probably see where I'm going with this, is tshuva. It was not mentioned. Which doesn't mean that it's not important. And which Jewish tradition's been around for a while. There's a lot of stuff in, 3,000 plus years worth of arguing about things, right? There's a lot of stuff in there. But it was noteworthy to me that having worked at a place where that's so central to its mission, and having rabbied in a way where that's so central to the work that I did then, and I hope still do, to not see it mentioned specifically. When I worked here, it would be interesting to think about what makes this community unique. Why is this community different from all other communities? And what was pointed out to me once was that from what folks who have really looked around and know the ecosystem of recovery know well, that as far as we know, this is the only place on the planet that has an inpatient addiction recovery center with a wraparound place of worship. That doesn't exist anywhere else. It just doesn't. Places like this aren't around anywhere else that you can find. And what's essential to this synagogue functioning is the work of recovery that our residents are here doing every single day. And what's central to that work of recovery is a commitment to tshuva, is a commitment to the work of personal transformation every day, every hour, every minute. And there are ways in which that work can happen anywhere, of course. And there are ways in which being a part of a community where that is literally at the center of what happens in each and every fiber in the very DNA of this place, that you can't get other places. And so what I'm inviting y'all to join me in, you guys are here a lot more frequently than I am. Although I'll be here again in 2 weeks, so that'll be good too. But hooray, he's back again. What I invite you to join me in tonight, at least for the next hour and a half, is to really soak up the ways in which this place offers a unique and holy way into the work of tshuva and of personal transformation, because Shabbat is a time that we do the work of transforming time and space to carve out time for rest and relaxation and reconnection and rejuvenation. And if we can transform the very fabric of time to carve that out for ourselves, as we're doing now, certainly we can think a little bit about how we can grow one day at a time. And it's a great day to be here with you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And we will welcome in Shabbat, segue, we will welcome in Shabbat with the blessing over the candles. Yeah?
Yes.
One problem, where are the candles?
Right there.
Right there, good. I was looking under there and there were no candles there, so we're good. Okay.
Let's see. Ruby, yeah. Is there any other birthday?
No.
All right. You're the one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner להדליק נר של שבת. So we welcomed in Shabbos officially with the candle lighting. Now we're going to welcome in some angels amongst our midst. So let's take a minute. Let's watch them arrive. Let's feel a different intention. And then let's have a little bit of fun because, you know, this is a two-beat kind of Jewish thing. So let's do it. Here we go. Lie, 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 la, lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, la, 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 lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, la, 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 lie, la, lie, 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 lie. Shalom Alechem, Malachi, Asharet, Malachi, Elion, Melech mi Melech, Malchi, Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Bohem leShalom, Malachi, Hashalom, Malachi, Elion, Melech mi Melech, Malchi, Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Lie, 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 lie. la 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 la. Bachuni leshalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Melech mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Sehem leshalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Lai 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 ai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 ai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai la 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 lai la lai 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 lai. All right. So that was Welcoming Angels. Now we're going to do another two-beat Jewish song. Yep. Shiru Ladonai. It was actually very interesting. We went to a Shabbat service on the beach in Tel Aviv, and they played this exact version. And I said, "Ooh, I know this one." So we had a grand time singing along. So we've done this many times before. Please join in, clap hands, have an experience for yourself and for your community. Here we go. Shiru Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Adonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Adonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru miyom le'yom Yeshuato, Sapru v'goyim kevodo bechol ha'amim niflotav, Ki gadol Adonai. Mulal mion norahu al kol Elohim. La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la la la. Great energy. I'm feeling it. Feeling good. All right. So this is the time of our service where we talk about some tzedakah. The boxes will be passed around. And we have a very special returning guest. There's so many special returning guests this week, but this is a really good one. So he's going to speak about his experience and some truth, and someone I look up to, and has done a lot of things on his journey, starting here and not, being as successful the first time around, and then coming back and really flourishing and having an amazing life that he's built. So, Jeremy, take it away.
So, my name is Jeremy, and I'm an extremely grateful member of this community. It's Matt really, Rabbi Matt really took the words out. It's surreal, I walk in a place that I found my healing, and I get to speak about Teshuvah, because Teshuvah is a theme in my life. It taught me how to have values that became the theme of my life, right? Teshuvah is to return, repent, and respond. And, for me tonight, it's really about the response and the gratitude that I have. Without a program and a place in a community, and I'm one of the guys that's been back, I'm a repeat offender. Yeah, you know what I mean? I enjoyed it so much the first time I had to come back. And I forgot what they tell you. If you don't come to visit, you come to stay. So those visiting, I'm glad to see, and I'm here visiting. What has Teshuvah really allowed me to do? I can't thank this community for giving me life, because that solely is on my parents, right? But I can thank this community for giving me enough time, space, and love to start to take ownership of my own journey, right? So Teshuvah has taught me how to live with integrity, love, and compassion. And I know I've been involved in this community for over a decade now. And my only hope in how you guys experience me as an individual, as a man of integrity, is through those three values. So if I haven't showed up that way to you, this is my amends towards you, and I hope that you experience me in the form of integrity, love, and compassion. So you know what we do. We do this out loud. So if you got some gratitude, you got Shuvah. I heard some of you residents been messing up, so Shuvah is a good thing. It really is. It really is a good thing in front of the community. Take ownership, and we do it out loud, because your flaws are our beauty, right? When some others used to sit in that chair, it was an honor to be called, be part of this misfit community that we are, right? And we still are a misfit community. So sending lots of love. If no one told you today, from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely love each and every one of you.
Up to the front. All right. Yoni, and I'm a grateful member of this community. I was lucky enough to see Jeremy come back through here his first and second time and see everything that he's done. I, really feel, in a way, proud to say that you were my cell inmate or something, if I was, but I was not, and neither were you, hopefully, of anybody's here. So I guess I just wanted to stand up and share gratitude. Today I was sitting at home. I finished a work presentation that I gave to an entire team, and I'm kind of lagging and dragging a little bit at work, and I'm feeling kind of down about things, and just life stuff, right? And you still have to go on with work. And then it pops in my head the idea that, hey, maybe I will go to Beit Teshuvah tonight. And so I was thinking to myself, I'm going to go sit in the back, not be seen, not really care if anybody notices me or not. And who do I see? It's Sarah, first thing, who's parking her car. She and Nate are back from Israel, which is amazing. That's so cool that you guys went to Israel and are back safely. Both are, yes, that each of you together went. Okay. And you came back together. They didn't break. I'm so glad that you guys are back. Yeah. And just goes to show that sometimes if you put yourself in a place to succeed, the gifts come and they get, all I needed today was to get dragged out of myself, and instead I'm here spending time with friends and family. Love it.
We're bringing on front stage Shuvah, so don't fear to put that hand up.
Hi, my name is Cameron, and I'm a grateful member of this community. I'm grateful for a lot of things today. I'm grateful to feel a part of this community. I'm grateful for my recovery and my sobriety. And most of all, I'm really grateful to see my mom and my niece Bella for the first time in months. Thank you for coming out here. I love Beit Yeshuva and I love them, so thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom.
Come on, Carrie. I seen your hand up.
My name is Daniel, grateful member of this community. So I have both tshuva and gratitude to say. First, most of the community knows I did mess up this week. I relapsed. First, I want to apologize to the community or anyone I put at risk. I was very selfish with my actions. I didn't really think about anyone else other than myself. And I didn't think about how it affected the community. So first, I want to do tshuva and ask the community for forgiveness, and make amends with the community. Second, I'm very grateful towards the community and especially to a select few because, after the whole situation, there's one or two things I usually do. One, I either go into I get very angry or very depressed, and I was both. And I was in a pretty dark place the day after, and usually I use humor to mask all the negative emotions, but this time I chose not to, and there was a couple of people in this community that actually helped me feel, helped me not go into that dark hole. In the tshuva group, there was a lot of caring that came from the community, a lot of love and support, which I'm not used to at all. And I kind of broke down. And it's the first time I did that since I got here, and I think it was very much needed. So instead of going into the negative place, which I usually do after a relapse, I choose to, God willing, learn from it, and then go rather into more positive way, which is not what I'm used to, but with the help of Beit Yeshuva and this community, I hope to do so. Thank you.
My name is Mike, and I am a very, very, very grateful member of this community. This is the first time in over a year I've been in this sanctuary. And that was because over a year ago, I left this community. I chose to go back out there and do a little more research, and it didn't end up so well. And the one thing I missed the most was this community. While I was out there, I realized that this was my home, and I left everybody from my home to go back to what I thought was better. I wanted something, I didn't want the good life anymore, I wanted what I used to have. And I realized that this is where I belong. It's in the name to return home. And that's all I've wanted to do this entire year. And standing here with 26 days sober, and I'm finally starting the process to come back into this community. And I have a lot of shuva to make because I did some shady things while I was here as a resident. And I'm here to make those amends. I'm here to move forward in my life, and I'm here to respond to everything that that will happen in the future. I'm just incredibly grateful to be here tonight in the sanctuary. I'm grateful to be sober, and I'm grateful that I can call this my home.
Thank you, Michael. Oh, yes. This is fantastic.
Old school coming up to the front, right? Hi, everybody. My name's Carrie, and I'm a grateful member of this community, addict, alcoholic, all of that. I want to say this right. So there's been a lot of change at Beit Yeshuva. Anybody that's been around for a long time knows there's been a lot of change in the last few years. And that's not necessarily bad or good. right? It's just changed. And so there's been a lot to navigate. But the thing I'm like really grateful for tonight is the continuity of this community. And like the blast from the past, Rabbi Matt, I'm so happy to see you, that Lindsay and Jeremy are here with the kids, and David Bear, who's always a pillar of continuity wherever he is. And you have no idea, in my life, he is a pillar of continuity and hope and love. And you know, so I just wanted to get up and express my gratitude for, you know, so I've been around for 27 years, right? And in the meantime, life has happened, you know, and a lot of change there, loss, grief, change, whatever. You know, I have a favorite AA speaker who says, you know, everybody says addicts don't like change. I just don't like change I don't like. Other change is okay, right? And without the continuity of this community, I wouldn't have been around 27 years, meaning I would be drunk, or I would be loaded, or I would be in jail or prison. And so I'm just really grateful for, like, Adam's here. I mean, there's just so many people in this room. I walk in, and I'm home, and you know, and there's people in this room that go all the way back to how far I go back, and then I still am, you know, making new relationships, making new connections with the people that are here now, with the people I meet in jail now, with the people, you know, it's just an amazing thing. And I'm so, you know, the whole feeling is coming from people being back. Rabbi Matt, Jeremy, you know, it's just made me really happy and really grateful, so thank you.
Yes, Carrie. All right, Leslie, come on. Yes. That's right.
Hi, I'm Leslie. I am a grateful member of this community, but I have not been here in years for a variety of reasons. I am grateful that everybody's still here. I'm kind of amazed that everybody's still here. But I just wanted to get up and say hello to everybody. And as Yoni said, I was going to sit in the very, very back, maybe wear sunglasses so nobody saw me. But I decided that wasn't the best idea. So hello to everybody I haven't seen in a long time, and hello to everybody that I don't know. Thank you very much.
All right, Russell, come on.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My name is Russell, and I'm a very grateful member of this community. So it's been a few since I've been up here, and I've missed the last 3 Shabbat services. And for me, that's a lot. I mean, I know we got people returning that haven't been here in years, and it's amazing to see them all. And for me, and my journey, and my life, and my recovery, not being here on Friday night for 3 weeks is almost as powerful as what you guys are talking about, because I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and when I came back here, I was enveloped with love. So many people came up to me. We missed you. I'm so glad you're back. It's not the same when you're not around. All the love, support, encouragement that I get from every member of this community is the fuel that propels me daily through the tasks that I have, through the job that I do, through the recovery that I practice. It's through the strength and the power, and I just love. This is the most crowded I have seen it. Ruby, congratulations on your cake. If this room is this full because of you, please keep working it, because having a room this full of so many of our people, of our community, is such a rush to me. Coming off of the heels of what we came off of, the pain, the suffering, not just the pandemic, but all the loss that we have suffered, the anguish and the grief that we've been through, and to come and feel the energy and to see the love and support and encouragement. And then personally for me, I am facing some of the greatest fears I've ever had in my life, and I am walking through them right now with the love and the encouragement of this community. After telling myself for so many years I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't going to be able to do it, I enrolled and I am now taking college classes for the first time. And I am so grateful to everybody in this room, tops amongst them my wife Lisa, but really to the people in this room that saw in me what I wasn't seeing from myself, that believed in me when I wasn't believing in myself enough, to propel me to take this action and actually address the biggest regret I've had in my life and not going back. I am now going back. And I am committed to doing it to make me a better person, to be a better person for this community so that I could show up and continue to do the things that we need to do and that I get to be a part of. So thank you all so very much.
All right. What beautiful shares. So I'm going to share real quick. I feel very similar as Russell, being back here after 3 weeks, not being here. It's kind of strange. But when I walked in and I saw Yoni and I saw Jeremy and his family and I saw Joey over there and I see all the residents coming and showing up, you know, it's still a choice to take your body down into the sanctuary. You know, there's some that don't make it down here. So all of you are to be commended. If you guys weren't here, none of this would be happening. And we're sharing in a community spirit and in the spirit of our own life and our own story. So I had a wonderful learning experience, a wonderful spiritual experience over the last 3 weeks with my love here, Sarah. It wouldn't have happened without you at all in any way. So this is kind of the beauty of the journey of life and not knowing or not having so many expectations about what the future may unfold like. You know, we kind of got put together by the universe and Cantor Lamb at the same. But the journey with you after that time has been, I don't know, I can't really say any words that make it meaningful because it's way more than that. So I love you so much. It was very, very, yeah. That's the best, yeah. See, I had no expectation that she was going to come up here and do that. That's new. But that is, I know, Rabbi Mark and Harriet never did that. But what a life-changing experience with you and being able to learn more about myself and the world and Judaism and what's happening in that very small piece of the world that people from all over the world yearn to be. So it was a powerful experience, but I'm also very grateful to be in this room with all of you, and all of you make it what it is, which is wonderful. So thank you, Rabbi Mac. Come on. You lead us on here, brother.
Can I give gratitude? Do I get to give gratitude? Okay, cool. Hallmark, talus falling off. Okay. It's a lot of gratitude being offered tonight. I'll try to keep it brief, and it's important to share gratitude so that I can be appreciative publicly for all the things I'm blessed with, which are ample. I'm grateful for my wife, Sarah. What are the odds that two Jewish guys would end up with significant others named Sarah? That's weird. I'm grateful for my wife, Sarah. I'm grateful for my boys, for those of you keeping score at home. Yes, I have 3 sons, one of whom is now almost 12, one of whom is now 8, one of whom is 5. That was the quick personal life catch-up. I'm grateful. I am grateful for the work I get to do every day at the place where I work the majority of the time. And I'm so grateful for the warmth and the love that's being, the shout outs tonight are starting to feel a little gratuitous, so please stop. I'm here. But just really the warmth and the love that's emanating from so many of you as I'm back here sharing Shabbat with you, it's just like really overwhelming and powerful and beautiful. So I'm grateful to all of you for sharing Shabbat here with us tonight. So thank you. And we're going to continue in that spirit of celebration. If you want to follow along. Does anybody follow along? If you want to follow along. Oh, right. See, we didn't have these when I was here. This is so much better than the books nobody looked at. Or got thrown on the floor, sat on, whatever. You don't have to open a book, but we're going to continue with Mizmor Shir.
All right, let's get the energy going again. Let's sing a song for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat. Tov leodot l'Adonai. Uzamer le'shimcha et Zion. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon. Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat. Tov leodot l'Adonai. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon. Le'hagid b'boker hazdecha. Ve'emunarcha b'leilot. Alei yasor v'alei navel. Alei higayon bechinor. Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat. Tov leodot l'Adonai. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon. Le'hakid b'boker hazdecha. Ve'emunarcha b'leilot. Alei yasor v'alei navel. Alei higayon bechinor. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon. Uzamer le'shimcha elyon.
All right, so I was talking with Cantor Nate about tonight, and we're gonna up the degree of difficulty here. I'm gonna try to navigate the always tricky welcoming of new residents, which even when I worked here every day, I still managed to mess up every single time. We're gonna be okay. It's gonna be great. I do want to say one important thing leading into this, which Lisa was just saying to me. Part of what always stood out to me about being here at Beit Tshuva was that whoever was leading services, they would go around and, what do they do? Shook everybody's hands. And Lisa was saying it's been so long since people have done it because of COVID and whatever. So it just can't. So I hope, I'm not going to tell any other rabbis, well, I would never never dream of telling any other rabbis what to do. I might dream of it, but I wouldn't do it. But I do think it's so important in the spirit of welcoming, just helping people feel welcome in a place that can be a tough place, a raw place, a beautiful place, but not always an easy place. Just reaching out and helping people feel welcome is so incredibly important. So with that, we are going to welcome in our new members. Yes, here's what's going to happen. Okay, I need Ruby. You come on up. Ruby, our birthday. You're going to come over here. She's here. She's here. Yeah, she's there. Okay. And we are going to welcome in our new residents, Hannah and Ari and Janet. Hannah, Ari, and Janet, come on up. Hopefully you knew this was coming. Okay, you guys come over here.
You got one more? Okay.
All right, we got two. Cool.
All right. So
they're gonna do a responsive reading.
all right.
Just hang. You're good.
So we're gonna read the responsive reading right now on the screen. Go ahead, Mickey. May the door of this house be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for fellowship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this house be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this house be for all who enter the doorway, meaningful life. Amen. Okay, now we are going to welcome in our new members. Janet, this is the community. Community, this is Janet. They really like you here, Janet. That's great. The Hebrew's shorter now, yeah? Shorter? Yeah, it's shorter. Hebrew's shorter than it used to be. Yeah, so we as the community, Janet, we say to you, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai.
May you have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nilash. Be over. The shame. Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. Ari, this is the community. Community, this is Ari. Ari, we say to you, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. May you who have come be blessed in the name of the source of life.
Nalech be'or b'shem Adonai.
Let us walk together in the light of the Divine One. Welcome. So, Janet and Ari, you've heard me talk about this a little bit already tonight. One of the things that I learned when I worked here and that rang true for me then and still rings true for me now is that usually we think about a polarity of addiction and recovery. You're either in addiction or you're in recovery. But there's been some research that's shown, and I think it resonates with what you're seeing tonight, that the opposite of addiction isn't necessarily recovery. The opposite of addiction is connection. That in addiction, we isolate ourselves, we shut ourselves off from the world, we shut ourselves off from the people who we care about and who care about us. And the work of recovery is really about working to build or rebuild those connections within ourselves, with other people, and with a power greater than ourselves. And I think so much of what you're, I hope, feeling tonight as you're in this room with us is the real power that honest, raw, real relationships can have when you're willing to be brave enough to share who you really are with another person, to say, this is who I am, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and to know that this is a community where people not only won't be scared of that, but will be glad and grateful and proud of you for being willing to be so transparent and honest. And that's an amazing thing, and that's a rare thing, and that's a beautiful thing. And that is just only one of many things that you're going to be grappling with and working on and moving through as you're living here and as you're connecting as a part of this community. And you're going to be moving through this program, and it's not always going to be easy. And when it's not easy, there's only one thing we ask you to do, and that is to... Nailed it. Sorry. Okay. We got welcome to the services, and this guy was very pleased with himself for pointing the microphone at the crowd. We don't. In all seriousness, we do ask you to hold on. And we ask you to hold on because we know it's not always easy, and we know it's hard work, but especially when it's not easy, just know that for every inch you extend yourselves, we're willing to extend ourselves another too. We're here for you, we're here with you, and we're so grateful to welcome you in and to have you as a part of our community. Welcome. And speaking of welcoming, we are now going to officially welcome in Shabbat with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Tene Shabbat Neka Bila Shamor Vezachor B'dibor Echad Ki Hishmianu El Chamiuchad Adonai Echad O Shemo Echad Shemo Tiferet Belitila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lecho Venelcha Ki hi Mekor HaBracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Ma'aseh B'machshavat Tchila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Hitoreri Kiva Ore Kumi Uri Shedaberi Kevod Adonai Allah Yikla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela. Everyone everyone please rise and face the doorway as we officially welcome in the Shabbos bride. Bohi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha v'tzola toch emunei am segola boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
There's a special energy. We're told that in our tradition, on Shabbat, we receive neshama yetera, an extra spirit, an extra aspect of holiness. And what we're going to do now, as I was just talking about with Canon 8, slight change of pace, but now that we've welcomed Shabbat in and we're suffused with this added holiness, what we're going to do is we're going to direct some of that energy towards those in our community who are ill, who are in need of healing, whether of body, of mind, or of spirit. The truth of the matter is, and we know this here, is that to a certain extent, we're all in recovery. We all need healing. Every one of us has something we're struggling with, and that looks different for everybody. We all need healing to a certain degree, in different ways for different people. And particularly for those in our community who are in the most acute and desperate need of healing, we put out this Misha Beirach prayer as we wish them well, and we wish them a full and complete and speedy healing on this holy Shabbat.
Misha Beirach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Yivarech v'Yirapeh et hacholim Elna Refanala Elna Refanala Elna Refanala Elna Refanala Misha Beirach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech v'Yirapeh et hacholim.
All right. Now
we're all going to join together in our call to prayer. We all prayed for each other's healing and healing for our loved ones. Now we're going to join together in a communal fashion as well and bow to God and be in service to ourselves and the community. Let's all rise for the Baruch Hu. Lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 Baruch hu et Adonai Hamivorach Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Hamivorach Leolam Vaed Hamivorach Hamivorach Leolam Vaed Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. All right, we've reached the time of our service. We've had our communal call to prayer. Now we're going to have a moment to ourselves. And we're going to feel the oneness of the universe and the oneness of our soul. Feel a wholeness just for a moment. Hopefully it can carry over for some time after. But just for right now, feel like this is the place that you're supposed to be. In this room, in this body. And let's join together with the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha Bechol levavcha ufro nafshecha ufro meodecha vehayu hadabarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech Ushokbecha uvkumecha ukshat neot ayadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
I was wondering, I'm having a lot of fun with the screens in case you guys can't tell. I was wondering what it was going to be. It's fun. It's like a new toy. No, we're not at Micha Mocha yet. Take it easy. I get to talk now. No. Fast forward over Rabbi's Drosh. Service is much shorter. Obey the screen. Okay. I don't know if you guys are having fun. I'm having a great time. One of the many, but one of the most important and hardest things about recovery is figuring out how to tell a new story. And I think we heard some of that actually in the really beautiful gratitude that was offered tonight from some of the guys who came up here. When people are saying things like, you know, I was moving through recovery, but I wanted to go back out to the way I used to do things to see what that was like. Or whenever I screw up, you know, I isolate within myself and that's what I do, and this time I did it a little bit differently. We're all always telling ourselves, in some way or another, a story about who we are and how we are in the world. And when we're engaged in a certain pattern of behavior over a long period of time, that narrative can get pretty strongly imprinted upon us. And it can take a lot of work to change that narrative. There's a difference between abstinence and being actively in recovery. And I think one of the key components of being actively in recovery is a willingness, an active willingness to think about, okay, what's my story? What has my story been? And what's my story going to be? How am I going to take ownership of my own life? I was thinking about this because we start a new book of the Torah this week. We start the book of Devarim, or in the much easier Greek, Deuteronomy. And it's there in the title, and what we call it in English, even though it's rooted in Greek, that it's a retelling, right? It's a retelling of the story. But then you would ask the question, well, why? Shouldn't the Torah have a decent editor? Like, why do we need to hear these stories again? We're good. 4 books. Check. On. Let's go. Yalla. But the Torah is telling us something because the stories are repeated, because when the stories are repeated, they're not the same. They're a little bit different. Even the 10 Commandments, next week's Parsha, we read the 10 Commandments again. 10 Commandments, kind of a big deal, I think we can say. It's a subtitle in the Torah, kind of a big deal. But the 10 Commandments, even some of the wording of the very 10 Commandments in next week's Parsha as a part of the book of Deuteronomy is a little bit different. So you could just say, okay, scribal error, whatever, no big deal. But I choose to see it a little bit differently, which is that the Torah is telling us something, big picture, about what it is to craft narrative and to make meaning when we look back at the past and we see where we are now and we think about how we're going to move forward. And I can relate to this personally, right? When I started working here, I had a certain narrative about who I am in the world and how my life's going and what the heck I'm going to do from here. And after I'd been working here for a while and I decided it was time for something else, well, then that was another narrative. And that took a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to reshape the internal narratives that we carry around with ourselves. And then now that I'm at this point in my life, I've been working at Beth Am, kids are getting older, okay, moving through life, but that now needs a different kind of narrative because the old stories wear out. And they don't necessarily serve us in the ways that they always did. If we're lucky, our lives grow and expand and change for the good. So by nature, the stories that we've been telling ourselves before won't fit. We have to. The Torah is telling us in terms of how this book is situated. Yes, you've heard most of the story, but what if we think about it a little bit differently? We know scientifically that we have blind spots, right? You guys have seen those like things where you bring it closer to your face and like you can't see the happy smiling face off there. No, just me. You guys seen those things that show you how you're crazy? That show you that you have a blind spot. There's actually things in your very field of vision that you can't see. It's literally true in our very biology, and it's certainly true metaphorically. There are ways in which, even though I've been living it, There are things in my life that I don't necessarily see as clearly as I might, and maybe even don't see clearly at all. And so when I go back and I reflect, and I look at the stories and the events and the moments that have shaped me, and I ask myself a question, well, what would it be like to tell this story a little bit differently? That opens things up. That helps me see things differently. That helps me unlock different ways of seeing myself, seeing other people. Think about the narratives you might have used to have about somebody else, right? I'm really lucky. There are people who I used to think were not particularly nice people, and I stayed open to interacting with them. Turns out, they're totally cool. How boring would it be if everyone was the first impression we had of them? That would be a pretty dull world. And so the Torah is inviting us to open up the narrative just a little bit. I wrote a lot here. There's a lot I want to say, but we're on. Something I would reflect with folks when I was working here, we'd talk all the time about you can have the same facts, but tell a different story. Right? I'm not even necessarily going to dispute with you the events as they happened, but the way that we can craft and shape meaning and build a structure around those things, that we have agency. We have a lot of choice with that. We always get to choose how we frame the narratives that we're living. And we're coming up this week on what we generally call the saddest day in the Jewish calendar, Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. And the rabbis, our teachers, did a really interesting thing with this holiday observance. They said that everything, every single terrible thing that has happened to the Jews, Tisha B'Av. First temple, destroyed on Tisha B'Av. Second temple, destroyed on Tisha B'Av. End of the rebellion against the Romans, Tisha B'Av. Now, I'm not a mathematician. I think it's pretty unlikely that every single horrible thing that happened to the Jewish people, spoiler alert, there have been a lot, pretty unlikely that they all happened on Tisha B'Av. So it's actually kind of amazing that the rabbis decided, you know what, we're going to think about our sorrow in a certain way. We're going to bring it in to this one day. We're going to feel the sorrow. We're going to feel the pain. We're going to feel the loss. And then we're going to move through and out of that loss into the holiest time of the year. High holidays are coming. We have a choice in terms of how we sculpt and shape those narratives. There's a special term, I don't know if folks know, there's a special way that we refer to this Shabbat based on a phrase in the Haftorah, the prophetic reading that some folks read on Shabbat morning. It's referred to as Shabbat Chazon. Chazon means vision, right? The reading starts off depicting a vision that the prophet, that's the word, prophet Isaiah has, articulating his vision. And so this Shabbat is Shabbat Chazon. It's the Shabbat of vision. So what I'm going to invite you to think about as we move through the rest of the service together and into Shabbat is what's the vision that you hold for your life? What's the story that you're telling yourself about your life? And is there a way that you might need to shift that story, even if it's a little bit, to get you on the path to moving closer to the vision that you have for your life? And here's the thing. Just like I was talking about those blind spots, we have to do that to make sure we see things clearly. we're always living and growing as we move through our lives. We're always changing, so those narratives have to keep changing. And so my hope is that when we individually engage in that work, we can be a part of a community where we're seeing that not only is the work of retelling our stories, is it possible? It's something that's necessary. And it's something that we can do and we will do as we shape our stories together. Shabbat Shalom.
All right. So, as I said earlier, this is the week of Glenn's passing 4 years ago. This is a great song. It kind of goes through the whole Exodus out of Egypt story in 3 verses, basically. And it's a rocking song, too. But Mi Chamocha, I think that we're kind of having this experience of crossing the sea every single day in this journey that we're all on. We have to take a leap of faith. We have to walk through, water on each side, treachery all over. And we have to make a decision to just keep moving forward in our life. So this prayer, I think, is great for our community and for recovery. So let's do it in Glenn Goss's memory. From slavery to bravery, we followed Moses to the sea. Where we got to the other side, we laughed and screamed and danced and cried. Mika mocha, Baeli Madonai. Mika mocha, Nedabako. Promised land, oh, we didn't know a thing about the promised land. Mika mocha, Baeli Madonai. Mika mocha, Nedar Kodesh, Nor Tequilo Se Pele. People like you and people like me. Mika mocha, Baeli Madonai. Mika mocha, Nedar Kodesh, Nor Tequilo no Se Pele. Mika mocha, Baeli Madonai. Mocha, Nedar Kodesh, Nor Tequilo Se Pele, Nor Tequilo Se Pele.
it is, I'll just say briefly, one of the odd things about being back after being here for so long is there are people who get fixed in your memory as fixtures of this place, right? And whenever you leave, they're like still kind of there, you know? And I don't know. Thinking about Glenn, I can still see him really clearly, and I'm sure he's here with us in spirit tonight. So thank you for sharing that with us, Cantor Nate. That sounded amazing, band. Thank you, guys. Okay. Birthdays. Yes? That's what it says. It says birthdays, and it says Ruby.
Hi, I'm Ruby. I'm a very grateful member of this community. I really love this community. A year ago today, I was sober out of convenience. I was sober because people asked that of me, and I was tired of being a burden. I absolutely wasn't sure this was a way of life for me. I just wanted to be stable for my mom for once. I was asked early on in my stay at BTS how I saw God, and I said I saw God in people I love, but not in myself. Today, that's different. I see God everywhere. I see God in the actions I take, the kindness I show, the fact that people who I once relied on to get out of bed get to rely on me. I just keep coming back. I have a community inside of BTS and inside of AA. I take my meds, I make my bed. I'm even sometimes happy. Sometimes. None of that would have been possible without the hard self-work I have been invested in this past year. I'm so intensely grateful to be sober. I'm so intensely grateful to be alive. Life is hard. Life is a total bitch, but it's beautiful and wonderful and rewarding, and being here tonight is a reflection of that. So thank you.
We got to sing you happy birthday and give you a cake, right? So whoever wants to come give her a cake, please come up now. Oh, yes. What did you get? Kindness. That fits you so well. Make way for the cake. We got a cake coming. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruby. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back sober.
You want to stay up here? You can stay up here. Yeah, you can stay right there.
Chris.
Assistant Rabbi. Nice to see you up here.
All right, so we're gonna have a guest artist returning. I heard that 3 weeks ago he came up and sang a song. We're gonna do a little bit of a reprieve. And I'm going to join in, too. So this will be fun.
Oh, la 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 la. Oh.
world from love. La 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 la. If we build this world from love, la 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 la, then God will build this world from love. La 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 la.
Everybody, Olam.
Olam Hesed Yebaneh. Ya la 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 la. Olam Hesed Yebaneh. Ya la 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 la. Olam Hesed Yebaneh. Ya la 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 la. Olam Hesed Yebaneh. Ya la 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 la. Olam Hesed Yebaneh. Ya la 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 la. Olam Hesed Yebaneh. Ya la 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 la.
All right. Thank you, Chris. There's going to be more where that came from. He's a singer, too, so we love that. We're going to get him up here singing more, and we have High Holidays coming right up. Our choir is hard at work already, and we're sounding good so far. So that's right. Now we're going to join together in a more traditional vein and rise for Aleinu. Aleinu lishabeach ladon hakol latet gedula leotze bereshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem וגור עלינו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יחיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated.
Before I read out the names before Mourner's Kaddish, Henry, did you want to take a couple of moments to share up here? Yes.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Henry A., and I'm a grateful member of this community. My daughter Sarah was not so successful, but I know most of her successes came within these walls. thanks to this wonderful community and all these people that have supported her and given her so much love. Tonight, I want to thank my family for being here and to support me. I want to thank you all. I want to thank all the residents and all the people that are here that are supportive of each other and loving. I know within these walls, there's a lot of healing, a lot of hope, and I wish you all the best, and I wish you much success in continuing whatever you're doing right here. Thank you again, and Shabbat Shalom.
In a moment, we'll say the Mourner's Kaddish. Tonight, we're remembering the yahrzeits of Julius Greenberg, Chuck Maltz, Lloyd Allen Blumenfield, Sam Meltzer, Stanley Greitzer, Alan Charlin, David L. Applebaum, Hyman J. Zaks, Pauline Pascal, Robert Apt, Pat Epstein, Rob Orban, Fred Colton, Baruch Ginsburg, Kenneth Becker, Joel Allen Cohn, Bernhard Weiss, Arnold Familian, Arthur Kern, Sheila Mechanic, Abraham Simone, Barbara Massler, Marguerite Marquise, Phyllis Tell, Stuart Elkins, Hi Roger, and Isaac Silverman. And we are in the year of mourning for Zev Ben Shmuel Yaakov, Erwin Belsky, Clayton Leon Cochran, Melvin Nimoy, Simcha Farkas, Laura Avinia, Leslie Barnett, Phyllis Siegel, Dennis Sherman, Jennifer Weller, Boris Katrick, Howard Sutton, Malcolm Jack III, Wayne Kahn, Myron Keene, Michelle Rosenblum, Noam Tsirlin, Marvin Jones, Salvo Mayo, Austin Long, Adam Rich, Maxwell Collins, Roberto Alonso, Alan A.J. Lamoureux, Larry Schwartz, Norma Sklar, Darren Fond, Lucas Simon Foster, Paul Roven, Mark Gottesman, Marco Mayo, Vladimir Wolf Pessin, Tyler Wright, Suzanne Good, Michael Turpak, Zachary El-Khatib, Menachem Bennett, Matthew Berzinski, Hannah Weller, Daniel Engel, Gloria Boraz, Shana Michelle Aiken, Jerry Glasser, Sarah Abergel, Ben Scher, Jay Gagerman, Ronald Mankoff, and Sandra Lee Yanklowitz. As I come around, if you're in mourning, if you want to say the name of the person who you're mourning tonight, please do so. If you see someone standing by themselves, please stand next to them because no one mourns alone here. We say together, Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, B'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen, Yehei shmei Rabbam varach le'olam omei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemed kudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom. May the one who grants peace in the heavens grant us a measure of peace here on earth. And we say together, Amen. You may be seated. And now, I think it says here Jesse/community. So either Jesse's coming up here or the whole community is coming up here. So I think Jesse's coming up here.
Thank you, thank you. Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm a grateful member of this community. Somewhere Sarah left me notes. Hi. Announcements. Oh, Shabbat sponsors. All right. So we have Shabbat sponsors tonight. First, tonight's Shabbat has been sponsored by Henry Abergel in the memory of Sarah. It's also been sponsored by Melissa Field in honor of Rubier. Thank you guys so much. First off, Bob Spitz and Gloria Spitz sponsored a nosh in memory of Sam Spitz. So thank you guys so much. Would anybody else like to sponsor tonight's Shabbat? It would be incredible. This is what gives us the opportunity to have amazing guest rabbis like Matt Shapiro. You know, bring him back to the building. Anybody? Come on. Can we get one? Hey, we got one in the back. Thank you so much, Spencer. We appreciate it. Anyone else? Going once? Twice? Oh, wait. Hey, Tim, thank you so much. All right, thank you guys so much. If you're getting a little shy and you'd like to sponsor secretly, go see Sarah afterwards. All right, we do have some announcements. First and foremost, I think you might have skipped one. No? One more back? Oh, nope, never mind. There we go. We got Baked Shuva. Challah. That's right. Baked Shuva, the challah. You already know. That's why you're cheering. Their challah is absolutely delicious. You guys can find them before Shabbat right there by the door. You frankly can't miss them. We're going to be handing out samples and throwing out whole loaves at the end of Shabbat. It's absolutely delicious. You're going to want to pick some up for yourself. You can order them at bakedteshuva.com and come pick them up here at Shabbat and get priority access. We got next up, Mickey. Follow us on social media at Beit Teshuva. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. You want to follow us, we're posting incredible content, like everything you'd want to see, the ins and the outs. Beit Teshuva has a golf tournament, which is unbelievable. It still blows my mind. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the charity community, but golf does not seem like it's at the top of the list for a fundraising event. It's unbelievable. You guys are, hi guys, what's up? Hey, you guys are coming to golf. So that's them all signing up to come to golf. We have a golf tournament. You get to do what you love and play golf. And, every swing earns $1 for Beit Teshuva. It's unbelievable. We have a talent show. That's right. Beit Teshuva is full of some of the most incredibly talented people. It's unbelievable. If you haven't been to a Beit Teshuva talent show, you have to go. It's so much fun. People sing, they dance. I've seen jugglers, some magic tricks. It's really cool. So you're going to want to show up. because as the tagline says, getting sober is not the only thing we're good at. What do we got next up? Alumni Shabbat. That's right, we're doing another Alumni Shabbat. So if you went through the house, you're going to come back. Everybody's coming back. It's going to be great. We're going to have our guest Rabbi Ed Feinstein, who I'm sure a lot of you guys know and love. It should be awesome. It's going to be a great event. You're going to want to be there, because if you don't come back to visit, that's right, so you're going to want to come back. We're doing a combined Shabbat. This is a really fun thing that we do. We're doing a combined congregation Shabbat with the Temple of the Arts, which is a really cool congregation that works out of Beverly Hills. They're super awesome. You may have gone to the one we did at the Saban Theater a little bit ago. We're doing it here, and it's happening soon, so come on by. Next up, you guys know. What is it? August 18th. August 18th is happening. Thank you, Nate. And we have the high holidays. You guys know this is the biggest event of the Jewish year, super important, and so you guys are going to want to be there. It is an incredible spectacular to see. We've got the choir, we've got the band at their full strength playing every Jewish song you can possibly think of, all the hits and more. It's going to be great. What are you pointing at me? So yeah, I want to thank some people before we get off. I want to thank the band. We got David on the bass. We got Ted on the drums. We had Thea on guitar and vocals, who's back there now. We have Laura on the keyboards. We had Nate back singing as our cantor. We have Dylan in the studio mixing sound. In the back there, we've got Erica. We had Mickey. We have Jonah, and we've got Jonathan. Thank you guys all so much. Over here, as our development team, we've got Armando and we've got Sarah, who just do so much for us. So thank them so much. And of course, please give a huge thank you and a huge round of applause for Rabbi Matt. Thank you guys so much.
All right, one more musical selection, A Prayer for Peace, and we have a special guest rapper, and we haven't had a rap in a long time, so let's do this. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Osei shalom bimromav. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Got the trust in the process, embrace and accept losses. My circle got smaller, I'm lonely, I'm not starving. Motivation through the hatred, the gossip and all conflicts. Revenge without violence, success, it's so scarring. Keep running through these obstacles, objects that hit targets. Coming where I'm from, the best defense, a strong offense. Every naysayers who slips and false comments, they yielding to the tension. I'm speeding with no caution. Alongside misjudgments of downs and why borders. Hard work and dedication, what greatness it will offer. Just mad repetition, passion and much practice. Your role play, your actions, it takes action. can't procrastinate, start or start slacking. The topic of conversation, you can't mask it. Dismantle my integrity, ha, I'm just laughing. Dismantle this integrity, ha, I'm just laughing.
Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al Israel. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al Yisrael. Thank you, Jeremy. Give it up for Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy. We're just about done with services. We're going to do Kiddush and Motzi in one set. Do I get to throw the challahs, or do we not do that anymore? Heck yeah. All right, I'm going to throw the challahs in a second. But before we throw the challahs, just really thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. It was so much fun to get to share Shabbat with you. One last thing I'll say, which is, Ruby said, sometimes I'm even happy, and I love that line. There was a video I watched. You guys know Rabbi Dr. Abraham Twersky, who is really a pioneer in the field of bridging Judaism and recovery. It's this great short video, and he talks about how happiness is actually about getting to a place of fulfillment. That you might not always be happy, but if you're working on finding your own individual, unique place in the world, and you're moving closer to fulfillment, whatever else is happening with you, that's getting you one step closer to really a sense of deeper satisfaction and presence and real meaning in the world. So Ruby, even if you're not always happy, I hope that this is a moment and that you continue to be on a path to that much more of realizing who you are uniquely in the world. And I hope that for all of us, and I know that just for me, getting to be here tonight and to get to do this with you guys for the first time in a while, it really helped me feel a measure of that too. So thank you for this amazing opportunity. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you for leading a wonderful service, Rabbi. Thank you. Everyone, please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Get him out there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.